right, you guys, it's week 18 of the 2025 Street Parking Vault, and this week we're taking on PIXIU. Your Program B version of the workout is as follows. 25 barbell power snatch into 50 barbell back squats, rest 3 minutes, 50 barbell back squats, and 25 barbell power snatch. You've got 3 scores for this workout, both part 1 and part 2, and the weight that you choose to use. The goal for the time elements would be 5 to 8 minutes per part. Hey everybody, it's week 18 of the 2025 Street Parking Vault, and this week we're taking on PIXIU. Your shift version of this workout is as follows. We've got 2 parts, okay? So part 1, you're gonna be on a 4-minute clock, and you're going to start by doing 30 alternating dumbbell snatch. Once you've completed that, you're gonna spend the rest of the 4 minutes getting as many goblet squats as possible. Following part 1, you will rest 2 minutes, at which time part 2 will then start, and part 2 will be for time. So you're gonna do however many goblet squats was your score from part 1, and then 30 alternating dumbbell snatch to close it out. You've got 2 scores for this workout. Your first score is going to be the number of goblet squats that you got from part 1. Your second score will be your total time from part 2. We're looking for somewhere between 30 and 50 goblet squats as a goal, and 3.5 to 5 minutes for part 2.
All right, week 18 of the Street Parking Vault, and we're tackling PIXIU. Sounds like a Pokemon in the making. So, Kariana's gonna be doing double dumbbell snatch with the 25s. I mean, I had to really pull her teeth on this one because she was feeling intimidated, but I believe in her. I'll be doing the barbell version today with 115. Here's the thing, I have tested this before. I think I did go a little bit lighter, and we finished underneath the goal time barely on the shorter end. So we're gonna up the weight today, and we're gonna hurt. And I look forward to it. PIXIU later.
Wow. All right.
Well,
yeah, I'm always trolling, Kariana.
No, I feel like this is a very different workout with the barbell, but I was also very happy I was in front of you and not behind you because I didn't know where you were. But I just
Sure.
had that, like, just keep going. So it definitely helped to do that, have you kind of trying to beat you.
Out of sight, out of mind, right? Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
All right, well, Elena knocked it out this morning. Total vibe. Cool. What kind of weight did you use? What version did you use? Yeah, I would say that one of the things that we debated about, or we didn't really debate, it was a conversation around, because you used what, the 25s or the 30s?
Yeah.
What did you use, the 25s?
I used 25s.
But it's not that you weren't, it's not that you couldn't do the 30s, but you were worried about your lower back, correct?
Yeah, I was definitely a little hesitant. I think I made the right call. Because I don't do, like, I feel like sometimes with devil's press, you have that time between the double dumbbell snatch. I can kind of get a little bit too quick. So I think it was the right call, but probably could have done maybe 30s for the weight. But, you know, was obviously a great workout and pushed me, so I wasn't disappointed with the 25s.
Yeah, this workout was super fun. What am I using over there? Did I use 115? I think I might have used 115.
You went heavier, yeah. You went 115.
Yeah. Okay, so when I tested this one, Salvi and I went, I think, like 95 pounds because we wanted to really push intensity. But for this one, I was like, all right, definitely did that one time. I was underneath the goal time, so I was like, all right, we're gonna up it up today. We'll see how we feel with this. And yeah, it was just as uncomfortable as the first time.
Yeah. I felt like the squats, I mean, that shoulder, when you're holding the dumbbells, I definitely think there's probably a little difference in that shoulder situation with the back squat versus the dumbbell squats. Like, that's what I felt. I mean, obviously I felt my legs as well, but I had to sort of push to just hang on to them because my shoulders were definitely feeling it, just hanging on to the weight.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I'm going to just kind of say this right now to everyone watching, or if you guys come back to this video, look, the hinging into the squatting. If you do not stand up all the way and squeeze your glutes and look at that little pause that's happening for even both of us,
Yeah.
your lower back is going to take a huge hit. It's going to get tight, especially if you don't really go through a thorough warm up. Yeah, so that's my little note there on this.
Yeah, I feel like you can push the intensity with this one, but you have to also have just that fine line of mechanics, because if you get too carried away, you're not going to be, as your point, like engaging your legs, and it'll just be all low back, which will be not great
Totally.
for
Right
that
here, there
the
was like a
second part
moment.
or the next. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a moment here. I was like, because I don't. Did you finish right here, or did you?
Oh yeah, I was done.
You were done, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was trying to catch you on the squats, I remember, but nah, you left me. You left me.
Yeah, that's why I probably say like 30s would have been maybe more appropriate. I finished a little too quick under the estimated time.
Totally.
But yeah, I think it'd be cool to try it with the barbell.
Okay,
as well.
so now that you overcame your fear around like your lower back lighting up, would you revisit this with the 30s?
Yeah, I'd probably rather try it with the barbell before I do the 30s. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Even though it's a direct comparison with the dumbbells, it'd be cool to just do it a little bit differently and see how that felt.
Okay. All right. Nice. Back.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. This is definitely, a backbuster for sure. Okay. Go ahead, Cariana.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think what's challenging also about this one is this rest here, where you like know you have to go back into it backwards, and you know, like how's it gonna feel? It's like sometimes the rest in a workout can be more challenging because you have that time to process and wonder like what's
Sure.
this gonna be like.
Totally. Someone's at the door real quick. Hold on. Let me grab them.
Yeah. For anybody like watching, I think I did less sets on the squats though on this second time through, because I knew Julian didn't break them up, so I felt like, okay, just kind of suck it up and hold on to it. So
I know
did.
you really. I was able to hear the whole time, so you're good.
Yeah.
That. Pauline, I felt good to get back to the bar after Project April. Heck yes, it did.
Nice.
Heck yes, it does. That's right. Project April's over. Okay, now that Project April's over, what did you do? Did you go dumbbells? Did you do kettlebells? How did you approach it?
Yeah, this would be interesting with kettlebells in the front rack. That would be absolutely devastating.
That'd be rough.
I
But
think.
how did you approach Project April? Did you go dumbbells, kettlebells, or you just kind of went?
I think I ended up mixing it up. I did the what were we calling it? The team
All-Star?
All-Star. Yes.
Nice.
I know that Miranda held on to 35s as like that was pretty cool.
Yeah, totally. Look at you, unfazed. I was like, can I catch her? I was really
I
trying.
like that
Oh
you're
man,
like pacing.
I was pacing. I was like a little pit bull. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go for it, and then I did not. I was not able to go for it.
I mean, I think you still went for it. I think it was just a very different workout, but
Did your legs start to like the first 90 seconds? Because it's like a 3-minute rest, right? Yes.
yeah.
The
yeah.
90 seconds were they starting to just pulse? Like, oh man, they're blowing up.
Yeah, you get that like crampy sensation, you know,
Totally.
for sure. I mean,
yeah,
anytime
go
you
ahead.
do 50 air squats, even you forget like the first 20 are. It always gets you, whether you have weight or not. You're like, oh yeah,
Totally.
this is catching up.
Yeah. What? I cannot hold the dumbbells in that position for my dear life. No way.
Yeah, I can't
don't-
do the
Yeah.
dumbbell on my shoulder though.
That's my
So
way.
it's kind of funny.
The traps on traps, you know?
Well,
Dang.
I think this way is cool because you do like feel your shoulders so much more. So it's kind of a bonus because you're getting that shoulder stamina, even though it's kind of like, I think there's a limit with the load there.
Sure.
Whereas if you go heavier, you could probably rest them. You have to rest them because your shoulders are limiting you. But
Dang.
yeah,
Well, at least at looking at this video, I'm like, all right, cool. My squats didn't look like crap. We're crushing it. Look at that.
yeah, I think we
Dang.
look. It's always great when you look back and you're like, oh God, my form is not ideal. But I think we look good. I think we
Yeah.
had to because we were going so slow.
It was just, this is exactly what we're talking about though. Really slowing down on purpose and pausing at the top. Look how I'm like making sure that I'm standing up all the way and pausing. It's the pausing, not rushing back into the next one to give my lower
and
back
if you
a little bit of
don't,
a break.
and if you don't lock out at the top, you're essentially keeping tension on your legs the entire time, which is all be terrible.
That's correct. So you cut out on it a little bit, but what you said is if you do not lock out on top, you're keeping tension on the legs, which really starts to compound and destroy you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
so
I think
if
this
you
one
use
for the
barbell, what would you use?
Oh, well, if you used 115, I would probably have to go 65.
Nah, come on, Kariana, you go 75 pounds.
I know. I tested a workout yesterday with 65. I'm always like in between, like the 65, 75, but I probably would need to go to 75 because I need to push myself, even if it meant going a little slower. I think that's what's cool about this one. Depending on what you need, for some people, they need to work on that speed, then go a little lighter and push your pace. For people like me who need to get exposed to maybe a little more loading and be okay slowing down, like do that, so it's a great one for that.
Yeah, there we go. Cool.
This was tough, round 2. I had to break these up a lot. Yeah.
Totally. On the snatches, right?
Yeah. When I got to look at me, I'm just like,
yeah, I knew it too. Even for myself, I was like, I have to. I think the last 10 for me were such a struggle.
Yeah. Well, and this is where it's hard to like generate that hip drive and leg drive because your legs are fried, but you need to, or else you're going to destroy your back. So it's like just chipping away to do it right.
Yeah, totally. Like even look at me, I was trying to be all cool and everything, trying to do a set of 3. It's like, no way. Ugh.
I liked our music for this one.
Had nothing but the good vibes of music in the house,
It was good. Well, I mean, here you're doing quick singles, a couple double, like holding on.
No, I was all over the place. I was confused. Yeah, so it's super important. I would say if the weight is light enough and you have the ability to muscle snatch it, go with muscle snatches the first set of 5 because your legs are toast.
Right.
Like it's uncomfortable to dip under. Yeah, it just gets rough. And then at this point, definitely my lower back was fried. And full disclaimer though, I don't do a full thorough warm up. I need to start getting to that place though. And
it does make a difference. Totally. And like getting the glutes to kind of turn on, all that stuff matters. Even if we, I mean, really, it's like 10 minutes. We can all give 10 minutes to that, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
like
quick singles.
Is the way to go.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, because you don't get that on the way down. You're not getting that loading on the eccentric, so.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, you're still going. I feel like I could have done a third round.
Yeah, you could have but not with the 30s.
No, I know.
Yeah, this workout was super fun though.
Yeah, it was good. And I work out a lot by myself, so I think it's great when we do the team stuff, even if it's virtual, just knowing that person's there to, keep pace with. I think that's great. It makes a difference.
I think I'm done.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I think I'm done. There we go. Awesome. Oh.
Welcome back to week 19 of the vault.
Cool. Well, speaking of Molly just finished. Did you see her half marathon time?
I know. I saw 1:32, 1:30 something.
What the heck? No way.
I know. I saw one of the videos. She looked like she was like sprinting. Like she looked great. So that's pretty cool.
That, man, it really is. You just got to get the miles underneath your feet and like kind of get your body acclimated to that much running.
But I think it was cool to see her before and after. Like
Totally.
before when she was like 24 and not maybe lifting
Uh-huh.
weight, and then seeing like as a 40-year-old just crushing it. Like that is awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. So essentially, she's fitter than she was when she was 24
Yeah.
or whatever. All right,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and dive into this week's programming. We got a fun week.
Yes.
And also, just to start off, we are kicking off Wednesday is first session of the street parking focus, endurance focus, and
Endurance.
the endurance. So we have the mixed modality. What was it? Hold on, let me see here.
Yeah, it's the 400s, which is going to be an aggressive one, but fun.
I love that. I'm
Every
definitely. Are you going to
4
mix
minutes. Yeah.
modality it, or are you going to stick to running the whole time?
I think I'm going to mix modality it. I mean, I'll probably pick one day always running, and then
Cool.
maybe the second, endurance day, split it up.
Right.
But I think people have to be also, and I for sure, I love to run, but if I haven't been running as much, I need to dial it up slowly so I don't get
Totally.
crushed. Yeah.
Okay, let's dive into Tuesday. So for Tuesday, Tuesday's workout, we have ourselves. This is cool. I like this kind of format. 30 dumbbell shoulder
Yeah.
press, inverted row, shoulder push press, inverted row, push jerk, inverted row.
Yeah.
So shoulders and back. Look at that. Shoulders,
Yeah.
back,
Then there's
bicep.
like a strict pull up option, so it's
There
kind
we
of cool. You
go.
can, yeah. Inverted rows, by the way, are really challenging.
But they're super challenging.
Yeah.
Totally. Um, this is fun. This is a nice little change of pace, especially going from the vault right into this. Now,
Yeah.
when I look at a workout like this, first of all, you want to choose a weight that allows you to get through the strict press here, right?
Yeah.
So keep that in mind when choosing a weight, and then moving on to the push press. I think breaking that up into sets of 10 is going to be a good plan. But here's the thing: I'm actually, now that I'm looking at this workout, you're going to be resting a lot during the inverted rows, because there
Yeah.
should be a lot of breaks there anyway. Because good luck if you try to go big sets on the inverted rows, you're going to get stuck there eventually. So it might put you in a position where you're able to knock out huge sets. But yeah, appropriate weight for this, so you're able to move through it efficiently.
Yeah. And as it goes on, your sets are just going to be getting smaller and smaller. So, yeah, even though you think, oh, the push press, it'll get easier, it really like doesn't seem to work that way. It kind of keeps, because you're getting more tired. So the push press probably feels almost like the strict press did.
Totally. And here's another thing with a workout like this as well, guys. I would say that, can you go to program B real quick, Emma? Okay, so the reps stay the same. Okay, so what I would say is, given that Monday was intensity, going to a
Yeah.
workout like this, look, take the time to really focus on your form, especially for the push press and the push jerk. Like if your push press on the third is looking the same for that third section, your jerk is looking a little bit more like a push press, it might be time to, hey, maybe take this workout and work on the skill of the push jerk. Because again, just for conserving your energy, your shoulders, it's a movement to definitely work on and be efficient in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I love that point of like, this week, I think looking at it, like there's so much variety in like the stimulus. So
Mhm.
really making sure you see like, okay, Monday was like really intense, short, push that quick, like pace. Today, like, don't even look at the clock. I mean,
Yeah,
sure, if you want to look
I
at the
get what you're
clock,
saying.
but
I get what you're saying.
it's not, yeah. So I think that's such a great, they should feel so completely different, even though both might have a shoulder emphasis that's in a very different way. So I love that.
Yeah, and what I will say too, given that, because especially right before we go into Wednesdays, that's going to be your endurance focus. So whether it be a single modality or two modality, like with the mixed element there, most people are going to be able to push intensity on a workout like that, and especially on Mondays as well. So again, going back to this workout here, working on the skill of the movement, right? Focus on
Yeah.
good form. And I actually, when I look at a workout like this, I'm tempted to even make jumps in weight as I go up and go
Yes.
heavier.
Yeah. Well, and it is, I mean, because Wednesday then is going to be obviously no loading. It's a great opportunity to like have this be heavy, like feel like it's like, oh, this is heavy, like whatever that is for you, have that
Mhm.
experience.
Cool. Awesome. With that being said, let's go ahead and go into Wednesday, and Emma, make a timestamp of that because those were great tips. Boop, 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 boop. Cool. All right, Wednesdays. Yes, going back to day one of endurance focused workouts. This is going to be super fun. I will definitely be playing around with the mixed modality, and I will be running. And as far as the second part, it does say rowing, I think.
Yeah.
Go to mix. But hey, this is player's choice here. You can do bike,
Yeah.
you can do skier, you can do whatever conversion you want. Heck, if you want to freaking just jump in the swimming pool, if you have access to one, then great. But this is a fun day, and I'm excited for this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I love endurance. I'm totally biased to endurance, so take
Sure.
that with a grain of salt. But I love also that I think we talked about this maybe in one of our meetings. Like, what's really cool about endurance is even if you're feeling a little bit sore, even if your brain is having a little like trouble focusing, you can still get after it
Yes.
with these workouts. And it's definitely not a rest day by any means, but you get a little bit of that recovery, especially if you're on a bike. Running can kind of make people a
Totally.
little bit more sore. So it's a great way to keep going without maybe having a full on walking day or something like that. It's a really cool thing. So I know people get intimidated by it, but there's so much variety within how hard you go and what you do that I think people will find that they'll get just so much out of it, building their base.
Totally. And going back to, for some of you guys, if you just ease into it, feel free. Hey, maybe the first, 3 or 4 rounds is on a 3-minute clock, but look at the extra
Hmm.
challenge there. We're every 2.5 minutes. So at some point, you feel like, you know what? I'm feeling really good. Let me go ahead and actually push myself and
Yeah.
go every 2.5 minutes, because again, going to workouts like this, easy to repeat them. And it's just, they're easy retesters,
Yeah.
easy retesters.
And I just want to make that point too. I training for like an Ironman. I mean, I did exclusively endurance, so that's a bit different. But it's amazing when you come out of this, when you go to do any other Metcon, how much impact it has on your metabolic system and your
Sure.
baseline. So know that when you're putting in the work, no different than strength in a different way, you're really going to get so much out of it with all your other workouts.
Awesome. Great. So we're looking forward to seeing what you guys think of the Wednesday workouts. And I look forward to seeing all people's social media posts, because this is it. I'm already starting to see some on the Facebook page and also on the Instagram. So it's super cool. All right. Hit us with Thursday. Now, keep in mind, for those
Yes.
of you guys watching, feel free to ask questions while we're going through this, because this is now the time to actually get
Yeah.
coaching one-on-one. Like it, we'll be able to respond to you guys. Go ahead, Kariana.
Yeah, this one I actually did a tip for that should be coming
Okay.
out on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So I did this workout and I thought it was really cool because depending on what you did this week, you can kind of focus a little more on stability and obliques, or you can focus a little more on shoulders, or you can
There
back
we
off the
go.
shoulders. So it was a good one to really like have choose your own adventure and make it what you need.
Cool. I don't know. This is very, very weird. And let me know what you think about this.
Okay.
I actually am a huge fan of quarter get-ups, but if it's the full Turkish get-up, heck no.
Yeah, well, I think it's because we're probably both of that same mentality of like the full Turkish getup to me takes so much time and focus and slowing down.
All
The
right.
quarter getup, I can kind of like, yeah, feel that, do it. I'm like, okay, I'm getting somewhere. I know they're good for you, the full Turkish getup, but I
Of
like the
course.
quarter getup because it actually focuses on the rotation that a lot of people don't get in many of the movements that we do.
Right.
So
Right.
it's kind of the bonus. So don't sleep on those for sure.
Cool. Well, that's a nice little fun day. Again, skill-based work looks like
Hmm.
double unders. A bit, it's a skilled movement there.
Yep.
The single arm shoulder rack lunge. Cool. Have fun with that one. But then again, going back to the quarter get up, slow down. Slow
Mm,
down. That's going to be the key for this workout here. Okay. And really focus on that rotation. Because it's a quarter get up, hey, maybe you can go a little bit heavier on the dumbbell or the
yeah,
kettlebell
for
or
sure.
whatever object you want to use.
Yep.
So that's our tip for you for this one. Pull back. Awesome. Hit us with Friday. What do we got Friday? What do we got? Ooh, nice. There we go. So wall walks,
It was like a
hang
nice
power
little.
cleans. Yeah, look at
Mm.
that. Okay. Okay, back to some squatting, getting up that volume of squatting. I don't know if you watched on was it this past Friday's Word on the Street where we kind of responded to certain emails and stuff and talking about how some people feel. Did you watch that?
Yeah, but I didn't think you guys had one on this Friday.
Sorry, the
Did you have one
previous
on
one, the
this past
previous one.
Friday?
No, 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 we
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
because
I
we
was
had
like, wait, oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah,
So
yeah.
talking about, there's sometimes if you follow programming long enough, it's going to get repetitive. That's what Miranda said.
Mm-hmm.
And like no
Yeah.
different than, I think nowadays we're trying to be, entertained. Oftentimes people want to be entertained when in reality, like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
look, when you're going out in your workforce or whatever, like you're going to be seeing the same movements over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Now, there is, a point where the variety sometimes is a negative, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. I'm not trying to say
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So if you can help build on that, we're back to 150 squats volume wise,
Yeah, I think
but
there's
again,
some movements that are just, I think I put up something a while ago. I just had this, boredom. Don't confuse boredom with consistency. Like there's a difference between, being consistent, doing certain things that are good for you, regularly. And
mhm,
people, like to your point, not just being entertained all the time, flashy objects. Like there's a time and place to change things up, but not just having it be being distracted all the time. So I
yeah,
think this one's a
cool.
great one because it's like classic, it's like a perfect range too for what the week has provided so far. I love it.
Mhm. Awesome. Yeah, with this here, another fun workout. This is another one where you're able to kind of push the intensity depending if you are efficient in your wall walks, because the wall walks could end up
Hmm.
stalling you.
Yeah.
But moving on to the weight, if you're efficient enough, power through those hang power cleans and then knock out those air squats. So another fun workout here. Now, what was I going to say? I had a thought that I wanted to say and see what you think about this, but I am
I
losing
think
it.
I think Bill did a tips or demo for this, and it was funny because we were trying to think. It kind of felt like a throwback to some like Nasty Girls, or I don't know, like the cleans
Sure.
into the squats, and it's such a great classic combo.
This is what I was going to say. If some of you guys are like, hey, I have the skill set to go handstand push-ups, or I
Mm,
can do wall facing handstand push-ups as well. If you want to start developing that skill, again,
yeah,
this is a great workout for you to customize if you have the ability to do that and change the wall walks into, because yeah, you're right. We do see wall walks often more than we do see handstand push-ups. Now, that doesn't mean like, hey, we don't do them. Anytime you see wall walks, that is your ability. You have the choice to change that up into kipping handstand push-ups, strict handstand
yeah,
push-ups, wall-facing handstand push-ups. Again, because we want to make sure we're really focusing on the shoulders there and the
yeah.
core. So,
Cool.
all right, moving on. Saturday. All right, another endurance focus. So, what do we have? 800-meter runs, rest 2 minutes into 5 rounds of
Mm,
deadlift, running, farmer carry, rest, and then we got run. I like these type of workouts where it's
mm,
just a grind. You're in it. I mean, right off the bat, we're definitely looking at like 20 something minutes for something like
yeah,
this. That's fun.
yeah. I like I think it's a great way for people to see trying to build. I mean, you can approach this obviously so many different ways, but it is also cool to have that consistency of like what was the drop off between my first 800-meter and the last 800-meter, and there's a mental component to that as well, I think. So I like those.
Cool. Well, yeah, this is going to be great. Now, here's another thing too. If sometimes some of you guys are like, man, I have a lower back issue. Deadlifts is something that
Hmm.
really lights me up. Listen, this is where I would heavily suggest maybe kettlebell deadlift or a trap bar deadlift.
Yeah.
Change the positioning in your body, right? So it's not so much of a hinge, it's more of a quad,
Yes.
lowering. That's oftentimes what I do, especially when I work with high schoolers here, that I work them a little bit more to develop just the deadlift, the range of motion. But as we get into, all right, we got a deadlift though, some of the kids want to build up strength. I'll pull up the trap bar deadlift for them so
Yeah.
they can still participate in building strength. It's not necessarily the deadlift, but we'll switch over. We're still
Yeah.
pulling an object from the ground. And
Yeah.
some of them actually have a lower back issue because we still have some work to do on their
Hmm.
traditional lifting. So this puts them in a better position because, people, high schoolers are so awkward moving and stuff like that.
I know.
And you
I
can
know.
definitely tell the athletes from the non-athletes. It's like, now we're going to keep building strength here. But again, that tip also applies
Yeah.
for some of you guys that, man, maybe
Yeah.
hinging
Well,
forward like that messes you
and a
up.
lot of people have that fear. If you see people, you'll see them like bending down in like a kneeling way to pick something up, you
Yeah,
know immediately like, okay, you've had a back issue. And in our perspective, it's better to like, okay, maybe it's not exactly a deadlift, but the stimulus of getting a little bit of a hinge and getting comfortable with that and feeling safe
hmm
with it is far more valuable than not doing the workout or doing it and getting hurt or being
yeah,
afraid, because
totally.
we know that, if you're afraid, that's going to probably increase the risk of injury. So yeah, I love this one, and
Totally.
I like how it mixes in for the people that need a little more than just endurance. It's cool to see it's
Nice.
got a little bit of both. Yeah, it looks like a great
Awesome.
week.
It's gonna be fun, lots of variety, lots of fun. Again, for those of you guys watching right now, keep us posted on how the week goes for you. Remember, always go on the Facebook page and ask questions. Our coaches are on there to answer anything like that you may need, maybe customizations. Because if it's the coaches that respond, or a lot of the community at this point,
Mm,
so educated on how we customize certain things, and you have a lot of people in there that are coaches as well. So that's
yeah,
awesome. But all right,
cool.
cool. Let's kick off the week. Endurance focus. Whoop whoop.
Let's go.
All right, Corey, it was good
All
checking in
right.
with you, and we'll
You
see you all soon.
too. Okay. Bye.
Bye bye.